Good morning, and welcome to another Saturday Somm-Things with Mats. Hi, I'm Mats, and today I have an earth-shattering announcement to make. Only 3 people know about this: myself, Miss Sheila, and our new artistic creative director, Natalie. So, as you know, I love Argonaut, I love life, but there gets to be a chance where you can do something more and be more creative. And that's what I'm doing today. For the first time, I am launching my own champagne. Good morning, champagne. This has been a year in the making. I outsourced the grapes through California. It's a Blanc de Blanc, 100% Chardonnay. It's dry, it's crisp, it's gorgeous, it's unreal. And this morning, Miss Sheila had 10 cases of this delivered to her office. I'm gonna sell it probably for about $25 a bottle. Floor to ceiling in her office, we were laughing and toasting and just having a great time. And realizing that I had to film this wonderful commercial, I was leaving her office and I tripped. I tripped over a case of my own champagne. I was on the floor laughing and just carrying on, and you know what happened next?
What happened next?
Miss Sheila started pulling my leg just like I'm pulling yours. Happy April Fools. So, now that that's over, on with the show. I hope everybody has a great day because these wines are no joke. Today, welcome to the table. I have Scott Munson, who works for Southern, and these are Italian wines for April. So Scott, thank you for my little blurb. This is your show. Let's go.
Well, thank you very much for the intro, Mats. First off, I want to say he got me with that joke. You had me going for a moment. I was very excited to try your very own champagne.
I know.
Totally forgot it was April Fool's Day.
Yes.
But on April Fool's Day here, I'm excited to be sharing some wonderful wines from the Antinori family as well as Pronotto wines. All Italian wines across the board here. The story of these wines is much more a history than it is necessarily about the wines themselves, although the wines are all amazing. The Antinori family has been making wines since 1385. So they have one of the oldest wineries in the world, but also they are 26th generation family owned. So they are one of the oldest family owned, not only wineries, but companies in the world. But with that, the Antinori family being around since 1385, they have tackled everything from world wars to phylloxera, which was a disease that destroyed vines back in the 1900s. They've really tackled everything that's been thrown their way, and after 26 generations are still making phenomenal wines. And not only that, but they're continuing to grow the business and be innovative in what they do, as well as taking care of and representing the culture and the history of Italian winemaking.
I love the first one, the Vermentino.
Yeah, the Vermentino, so absolutely beautiful style of wine. Vermentino is a indigenous grape to Italy. This one's coming from the Bulgari region, which is going to be on the western edge of Italy there. So Tuscany, the area that most people know where Chianti lives, just a little bit southwest of that on the western edge is where Bulgari lives. The Vermentino, very, very light and crisp and aromatic, but also very driven by the terroir, the aspect being close to the sea there. So you get almost this salinity, this minerality on the back end that makes it very, very light and pleasant.
A lot of lemon zest, a lot of lime zest. I often refer to this as sunshine in a glass because it's so versatile, it's so crisp, it's so dynamic. I mean, ceviche, fried chicken, you could have it with shrimp salad, which I'm having for dinner tonight. It's just gorgeous.
And like Mott said there, it really does play very well into a lot of those seafood style dishes. That play being so close to the coast there really does bring a minerality to it, which works very, very well with a lot of seafood pairings as well as a lot of light grilled vegetables.
So wine number 2. A lot of people might know the name Chianti.
So Antinori's Pepoli Chianti. So Chianti being one of the most historic regions in Italy, really where Antinori made their name. That's sort of where they originally started back in the 1300s, almost 640 years ago at this point. But Chianti, a really special place, and this is Chianti Classico specifically. So as a region, Chianti Classico refers to the original plantings of Chianti, which has since expanded over the years as the area has grown. But Chianti Classico is really where you see some of the best Chianti grapes coming. Chianti as a region produces Sangiovese as the dominant grape.
Right.
You are allowed to blend in a few other varietals, but it is Sangiovese dominant, which has a lot of beautiful acidity to it, some good tannin structure. But you get a lot of red cherry and almost tomato and basil coming through on it.
It's dry, it is tannic. You're getting a lot of dried fruit, a lot of cassis, a lot of dried mulberries and cherries. It's very perfect for pizza pasta, nothing too extravagant because the wine sells itself. It really does. I know this is going quickly, but these wines are so amazing, and it brings us to wine number 3, one of my favorites. Look at that color. It's a true brick red.
Yes, and wine number 3, so this is where we're moving to Pronotto. So Pronotto was taken in and became part of the Antinori family of projects back in the 1989. Originally, it was just a distribution partnership, but when the owners of the time wanted to, move on from the business in 1994, I believe it was, Antinori took over production. And Antinori being such a strong foothold in the Chianti region, they really wanted to have production in what's known as the Piedmont area, which is where this come from.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it seems a lot lighter, but it's more intense, more full-bodied. This you could pair with a flank steak, a skirt steak, something that will be perfect off the grill. Shrimp kebabs would be beautiful with this, with some peppers. I love this, and of course, Miss Sheila will have these on sale because it's Italy in April.
Absolutely, and Barbaresco really known for putting out a phenomenal style of wine. We are looking at Nebbiolo grape there.
Right.
Nebbiolo, though it is, as Mott said, very light in color, has very, very high tannin structure and very, very big acidity as well to go with it. So you have that big, full-bodied structure with that really nice still red fruit on it, but lots of spice on the back end and some earthiness from the terroir.
Sure.
That does make it great for those really big cuts of meat.
Yes, Scott, this is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's earthy. It's quintessential Italian. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And what better way to sum up a great April Fool's lineup is to finish with an Italian Moscato.
Yes. So another beautiful wine from Antinori here. This is their, from Pronotto. This is their Moscato d'Asti. So just north of where we just were with that beautiful Barbaresco. Moscato d'Asti is made in a very, very light style, a slight frizzante to it.
Mm-hmm.
So though it's not classified as a true sparkling wine like champagne, it does have just that little bit of effervescence to it.
It does.
But very low in its alcohol content, allowing for a little bit more residual sugar and some bright acidity as well. This is a wine that you can drink a few glasses and you're not going to be hurting the next day because it's not super heavy on your alcohol. But it's really, really fun even for something like Easter brunch in the morning.
Perfect.
This would go beautiful with like a hollandaise sauce.
Oh, absolutely. Or you could put it with a chocolate mousse or zabayones or something Italian that just says welcome to Italy. And Scott, welcome to the table because this has been a treat. It really has. And I hope you come back to visit because, like I said, these wines are great and I'm sure you have more in your portfolio, more wines to discover. So thank you. Grazie mille.
Thank you
and
very much,
cheers.
Cheers.
And everybody come on down to Argonaut because we have ongoing sales and they're the best you can get. And we're so happy that spring is finally sprung. So come on down and we'll open your hearts to wonderful, wonderful wines. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Okay.